Good morning, good morning, and good morning. Good morning out there, everyone. Hope everybody is having a fantastic Saturday. We want to welcome you to another great live 24-hour Boss podcast. It's definitely a great day, and we are grateful to see another day, grateful to God to see another day. And we have a great, exciting show for you today. Hey, good morning, Micah. Good morning, sir. I hope you're well. We have a great, exciting show for you today. I want to welcome those of you who are watching this live broadcast on today. I want to welcome you to the 24-Hour Boss podcast. This is definitely a show for creators, business owners, um, those definitely in the creative works. We talk and discuss. We talk about leadership. We talk about graphic designs. We talk about getting out your comfort zone. Talk about quite a bit of stuff on here. But we also bring on great guests and amazing guests to share their expertise and skills and experiences to share with our audience. And so, if this is your first time here, I want to say welcome. Also, if you're not a follower, I want to say go ahead and follow us. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and become a subscriber. Subscribe to the channel because we will definitely continue to have more great guests and more great people to come on and share their expertise. All right, so for today, um, so my question for today is for those of you out there. So for a wedding, should the wedding party hire a photographer or have their inexperienced friend shoot the wedding from his or her phone? That is my question for you today. And I want to go ahead and get ready to introduce our guest. So, my guest today is not only a photographer, but she is also a graphic designer. She is the founder of Unique Photography and Graphic Designs, which helps her clients bring their visions to life. So I would like for you to all welcome and please give a hearty welcome to my guest, my sister and friend, Octavia Bradley. Welcome to the 24-Hour Boss podcast. Octavia, how
Thank
are
you, sir. I'm doing good this early morning Saturday.
you? I know, right? It's early. People is sleeping.
Woo.
It
Yes,
is early.
Lord.
I know. We should probably be asleep, Octavia, but we got I guess, some business at hand that we need
Yes,
to
yes.
take over. I want to say I appreciate you coming on and
Thank you.
just getting ready to share your great expertise and talk to us about unique photography, graphic, and designs. And so, my first question is the one I always ask my guests: is give us a fun fact about you that many people might not know.
Uh, so I am a big Adidas fan, hence the shirt.
Really,
So yes, I am. I love Adidas. Tavian, if you're watching,
Tavian got you hooked
me and
on
Tavian,
Adidas?
we go back and forth with Adidas and
Ah,
Nike and stuff. So,
okay.
yes, I'm a big Adidas fan.
She's a big Adidas
Fun
fan.
fact.
Man, okay. Well, look at that. I was at the store yesterday, saw some they had a whole bunch of Adidas hats. I was like, man, they sure got a whole lot of
Oh
Adidas
yeah,
in here.
yeah.
Okay, well, hey, there we go. So if anybody wants to gift Miss Octavia, look, she likes Adidas. So hook her up with a t-shirt, a hat. I'm sure she would be
Yes.
grateful for it. But yes, she loves Adidas. All right, that's an awesome fun fact. All right. So in regards to you and what you do, so how did you get started in photography and graphic designs?
Man, that question I would have to go back a little bit. So I got started with graphic design in the church, you know.
Okay.
I started off with graphic designs in the church, just creating, our flyers for church events and whatnot. And well, actually, let me go back a little further. I'm gonna go back to high school. So high school, I took a graphic design course. It was a multimedia course, and
Okay.
I created my first slideshow for our our dream vacation that we would like to go to. So I was creating in PowerPoint. This is just in PowerPoint at that time. So I'm like, man, I like this. I'm putting my own spin on what I like. For my dream vacation, I put it together. So I made a whole presentation, and I actually like doing that. So that's when I first fell in love with graphic design, and then it moved on to doing it in the church after high school. So working in the media and graphic designs after high school, working in the church. And then after a while, I just started doing graphics, started doing business cards for different ones in the church. And it just grew and it just kept going and turned into
Mm.
a business.
Well, look at there. Started with PowerPoint. I think a lot of us probably started with
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint. PowerPoint was like, man, it was just like, wow, you can do all this with PowerPoint. Oh my goodness.
Yes, yes.
Of course, there's greater
So,
things out there than but PowerPoint is it's still pretty good. I mean, you can do a lot with
mhm,
PowerPoint. So you started with PowerPoint, then you moved on from doing it at the church, and
mhm,
and I'm sure your skill sets and all of that is increasing as you're doing this. The last question or the last statement you made was that you decided to turn it into a business. So when did that transpire? Where it was like you enjoying creating graphic designs, and
mhm.
now you like, you know what, I could probably turn this to a business. When did that come to you, and what was that like?
Well, it came to like, at a point where it's like, okay, I'm doing too much free stuff. I'm a young person. I'm a young person that, trying to, establish self in finance and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, since I'm doing this and, I was in college at the time. So it's like, okay, if I need some extra coins and
Mm,
whatnot, let's turn this into a business.
wow. And so you turned it into a business. So you probably did you already have the name decided or
I had a different name. Other than Unique PNG.
mm,
So I can't think of the name at the time, but it's been a while. So I did have another name, and at the time, my sister, my older sister, she was in graphic design as well. So you know, I learned a lot from her as well. Many people don't know that. So she started out in graphics, and so and she always will always push me like, hey, get your business card out there, get your price list out there. So she was the main one to push me to move forward with a business. So
mm-hmm.
after she created my business card, my first business card, and
Really?
then I just passed it out and whatnot to gain
Mm,
my clientele.
right. Okay. And is this the beautician, your sister?
No, I have a older sister than that, Shakara Randall.
Okay. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think my
Uh-huh.
wife told me about her. Yes. Okay. All right. And so you said you got tired of, well, you didn't say you got tired, but you were doing all of this work for free and you decided, man, I
Yes,
can
yes,
make some coins. So all of those
right.
out there, hey, look, if you got skills, don't keep doing stuff for free. You can turn it
Yeah,
into a
because I keep
business.
coming. Yes.
They gonna keep coming. People love free. They do. They love free. All right. So tell us about maybe one of your first, because okay, so you're doing graphic design. So did you, well, I guess I don't know, maybe you were doing photography and graphic designs at the same time. But I guess I want to ask, like, what was one of your first gigs? So well, let me ask this. When did photography get in there? Because you're doing graphic designs with PowerPoint and all of this kind of, so when did photography get in there?
Photography came along way down the line. Now that photography started in the church,
Okay.
working with Kevin Oliver, one of my photography mentors.
Mm,
Working with him, going to his classes, doing the music summit, and just being on some of his shoots when I would be down there in Dallas. So working with him and doing it in the church, that grew into a passion for photography. So it started in the church for graphic design. So I tell people, you never know, the skills that you use in the church will take you outside of life naturally.
right. That is an excellent point. You can get a lot of experience and a lot of skill set just
Hmm.
working, being busy in
Working
the
in the church.
church. and you just never know what you can turn them. I mean, I can think of, I mean, actually the last photographer I had on here, Rio. That's what he was saying. You know, of course, he
Mhm.
mentioned the same about his mentor, which was the great Kevin Oliver. I mean, who can't? I mean, that guy was amazing. Um, but
Man.
he works in the church. Of course, Chris Black. You know, he started working in
Mhm.
the church, and you
Yeah.
know, he has his own business as well. So you can get a lot
Right.
of experience working in the church. Okay, so photography came later. All right, so tell us maybe one of your first gigs that you got, and what was it like? Were you nervous? Did you fail? Was it successful? What was like one of your first
Uh,
gigs that you had?
I don't remember my first gig, but I'm always nervous on every shoot. It don't matter. I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be someone that I know in the church, at work, a stranger. It doesn't matter. I'm always nervous.
Hmm.
And they say nervousness is good. It keeps you humble. Um,
Right.
so once I get over that nerves, I'm okay. But for my first graphic photo shoot, I would say it had to be a graduation picture. It was probably no somebody in the church. I want to say Lisa Williams, probably my first uh photo photography shoot for her
Okay.
for her nursing. I want to say her, but I could be wrong. But it's been a while.
Okay. Okay. And you say you get nervous on every shoot. I
Every
guess
shoot,
I guess
I do my homework every time, but I'm nervous every shoot.
I guess we can't see that in the shots in the videos, but that's good to know because I think a lot of us, you know, we allow nervousness to you know, get the best of us. So how what I don't know, is it a technique that you use to get over it? I know you said, well, once I start shooting, then you know I'm good. So is there something that maybe you can offer to help alleviate some of us that are nervous?
Honestly, usually with me, once I set up and I start, capturing my clients, and I get finally get that shot in the camera that I like. I finally get my lighting how I want it. Uh, Everything is all the vision is coming together for me and the client, and I know like okay, this shot right here, this going to change their whole body language. This going to change the whole mood of the photo shoot. Once I see that, I show it to the client. It's on and popping after that. So it's
Mm,
just getting to that shot, after your initial setup and showing that client, getting their reaction from like, hey, this is what you're doing right now. This is what we're doing. We created something right now. And
yeah.
seeing that reaction from that one shot, that's when everything just smooth sailing after that. So it's
Okay.
just getting to that favorite shot.
Get into that favorite shot. Okay. Awesome. All right. And now in regards to your business name, like Unique Photography and Graphic Designs, how did that name come about?
So for me, since like I first stated, photography came on along later on, and me, I'm a person. I'm not just like everybody else. I'm very, unique. I'm a quiet person. I'm left-handed. I'm tall. I'm a female, African American. So I just have a unique personality per se. So that name came along with my personality. I consider myself as a unique person, and then I wanted to like put a spin on photography and graphics. Me being in the photography and graphics, some of our files at the end, is PNG. That's one of our files, and so that's when PNG came about. So I could just name it photography and graphics and use the abbreviation for it.
Yeah, I like that. Unique PNG. When I was like unique PNG, I was like, okay, that's neat. That is nice. Okay. All right. Well, hey, man, that is awesome. And I think I'll get to that later. But who was it? Oh, that's my wife. She says great tips to get over nervousness. I know because man, I'm telling you, the nervousness is real. It gets real,
Yes,
seriously.
yes.
Even for doing lives, you know, I've said it before. I don't like doing lives. I don't like being on the camera, but it's like sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Do what you gotta
But
do.
thank you for offering those tips on nervousness. All right. So, what about for your clients? Like, you're doing all this amazing work, and I've seen, of course, and we'll share some of the photos that you've done and some of your work. But what type of responses have you received, like from your clients? Now that you kind of in it, and you putting together these amazing visions for your clients. What has the response been like for you?
For me, once they see that final, actually, once they get to the picking of their pictures, it has been extremely positive. Um, and once they realize, okay, I do more than just photography, I could do graphics. So with that, they're like, oh, you a one stop shop? I'm like, yeah, I'm a one stop shop. You get everything from one person. You don't have to shop around. So it has been extremely positive.
That's wonderful. Okay, good, awesome. And I know the question I was going to ask, because you mentioned lighting, and since you brought it up, I want to ask you how important is lighting with photography?
It's the main key to your photography.
Main
If you
key.
can get your lighting together, like I forestated, in my summit at in Dallas, at the music summit, you can shoot with any camera. You can shoot with your iPhone.
Mm.
Uh, you can shoot with your iPhone.
I
you
caught
so
that.
you can shoot with your iPhone, any type of camera, as long as you have your lighting together. Once you get that lighting down pat,
Mhm.
your pictures could come out great.
Yeah, yeah, I know, and of course that is something that I need to learn. I mean, I
Mhm.
kind of know a little bit about it, but I'm glad you're on here because you can definitely give us all some tips on lighting, because it is key. It is key.
Yes.
All right, so I want to now talk about some personal development, or offer some personal development. I just want to maybe get your expertise on this. So in regards to failure, and I think we kind of talked about this behind the scenes, but
Mhm.
so considering, I guess, like I said, people see where you're at now, and it's like, man, Octavia, she's doing some amazing things. But in regards to that, so considering the fact that we may fail before we see success, give me your thoughts on the phrase "trust the process."
Um, Everything has a process. You have to start somewhere. It don't matter where you start, you got to start. So when you start that process, trust, going in that God got you first of all. You know, After you pray and God open the door for you, and He tell you, hey, this is the door for you. Walk in. Trust that He will, lead you through whatever door He, put you through. So you have to trust the process. So you trusting in Him, not only in Him, you trusting in you. You won't fail because you're going to put the work in. You're going to put the time in. So trust the process. You start somewhere. It don't matter where you start. Start somewhere. And I told some, in another segment with Women Who Rise, and in my class, it doesn't matter where you start. Your clients, your viewers, they want to see where you start from. They want to see the growth with you, and then they'll grow with you because it's like, okay, you started here, and now you're here. I know for me to get through that, I have to start somewhere and to get to
Hmm.
that. So just trust the process.
Yeah. Yes, yes. And I think that's an important point that you made. Because I think a lot of people, like, they will see, like I said, they'll see where you're at now, and they'll start to compare themselves. Like you said, you got to start somewhere. And some people may
Mhm.
feel like, man, it's already photographers out there. I mean, look at Octavia. She has all these amazing photos. And then they start to compare themselves and figure, well, I'm not shooting those
Mhm.
type of photos. But it's like, you can't expect to be where Octavia is, because
Mhm.
Octavia's in a different place. But she, just like you said, she had to start somewhere too. So I think
Right.
that's a
Right.
that's an excellent point that you make, in regard. Just start. That's what I would say. Just start.
Just start. Yeah.
Um, what is it? I think Colonel Sanders, I think they say he started KFC. He was like, I think in his 60s or something like that.
Yeah.
When he,
Yeah.
I mean, people still buying his chicken. So got to start somewhere. All right. So now these next 2 points, I saw you did some videos on these, and I just want you to
Mhm.
offer just some advice on it. So I saw you did a reel on feeling overwhelmed, and I think a lot of us can get overwhelmed when it comes to business, because we're trying to trying to do it all. We are the accountant, we're the marketer, we are the social media supposed to be expert, the graphic designer, photographer.
Everything.
We try to do it, and it can be a bit overwhelming. So give us some tips for creators, graphic designers, business owners on how you deal with being or feeling overwhelmed.
I would say it's okay to reset and reboot.
Mm,
It's okay to take a step back, recompose yourself, gather yourself, gather your content. It's okay to do those things. As long as you just come back, just don't stay there, but come back. So it's okay to reset and reboot. And sometimes, our body and mind need that. I'm a prime example of that. I'll go and go and go as long as my body allowed me to go. But then there are coming times my body say, shut down. So I have to constantly remind myself, once I start feeling that overwhelming phase, like I stated, I have a 9 to 5, I'm church full time. And so sometimes our bodies needs that because we on the go so much and we trying to, do this business as a full time job too. So make sure it's important to reset and reboot.
mm.
Find a way to do that if it's just, hanging out with your friends on the weekend or just chilling at home on the weekend. But make sure you reset and reboot.
Wow, that is excellent advice. Amazing advice. I mean, I love that reset and reboot because I think, like you said, we can all get a bit overwhelmed with trying to do a 9 to 5 and trying to do the side hustle. And also,
Mhm.
like you said, we got church, we got family, we have all of these other things that we're connected to, and
Yeah.
it can be a bit overwhelming. Reset and reboot. That is perfect advice. I think we all should take that and get some rest because it is okay if it's not working and then you just take a step back, like you said.
Right.
Take a
Right.
step back. All right, wonderful. Okay, so my next one is I guess this kind of goes along with it because it is a part of investing in yourself. So
Yes.
how
Mhm.
important is it to invest in yourself?
If you want to get your business like someone else, say you paying attention to someone that's in the same field that you're trying to get into or into, it's important to invest in that knowledge. Figure out a way. How did they get there? I'm a big advocate of going to YouTube University. I'm a big advocate of that. If you're trying to figure out something and you're trying to get into something, figure out a way to find out information how to just get started. After you find out how you got started, invest in time into like learning to get to a point where you're trying to get to. Like, for instance, if you're trying to figure out what is the best ways to get, lighting, for your studio, invest in that knowledge. A lot of people know that I took a whole year in taking like networking classes, graphics classes, photography classes, finding mentors that do photography that's in the industry that's big time. And so I took a lot of those classes for a whole year last year. And I invested in myself. And once you invest in that time, like I stated, in my summit, once you invest in that time and that money, you receive that return investment in all of that. So it's a lot of investment in time in that.
Yes. Wow. Okay. And you said you you looked at YouTube University. That's free, right? Free information?
Free information. You don't have to pay anything.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to plug that because I know a lot of people think that sometimes you got to have a lot of money, which I know some things you do have to invest in, but there is a lot of
Mhm.
free information out there that you can just go right to YouTube, just like you said about lighting and or if you're trying to be like someone else, maybe that you follow. Um,
Mhm.
there's free information out there that we can go to help us build up our skills and grow because
Yeah.
that's part of this plan, right? We all growing. We want to start at one point, but then maybe a few months from now we want to grow.
Yeah. And don't be afraid. And I would say this: don't be afraid to ask and know people that you follow. I follow a lot of big time photographers. Sometimes I think, I used to think like, hey, they ain't gonna answer my inbox. They're not going to answer my question, but you'll be surprised on
Mm-hmm.
how many photographers and graphic designers or whatever field that you may be in, how many would answer those questions because they remember where they came from. You know, they remember, hey, I had to start where you are now. I had to be in somebody else's inbox, or I had to phone a friend to get to where I'm at. So it's okay. So make sure net, and that's another way of networking because you never know. Opportunity may come where they say, hey, I'll bring you on a shoot with me just to show you the ropes, or I'll bring you into one of my classes just to get the knowledge that you need. So don't be afraid to reach out to someone.
Don't be afraid to reach out. Yeah, I think that is something too that sometimes we're afraid of, and I do that too. Like for guests, I just reach out to people and say, well, they can only say yes or no, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but like you said, you'll be surprised. Some people are really willing, already and willing to offer
Mhm.
people advice because, like you said, they know where they came from. They know sometimes it can be a struggle. So
Right.
so y'all heard that advice from Octavia. Reach out, and yeah, that is a good way to network. And you just never know. Maybe they'll take you on a shoot, which would be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I want to talk about some graphic designs, and maybe you can talk about too some of the points maybe that you brought up for the music summit because I know you, like you said, you were a part of that. So maybe you can give us some tips on that. But what are some, like in regards to graphic designs? What are some must haves? Because some people they may be clueless, where it's like they don't have no idea where to start. Like they don't even know how to
Mhm.
maybe even do a post on Facebook, or where do they even where do I even get the pictures, the photos? So maybe you got some tips or something. So what are some
Mhm.
must haves that people can use or do, some processes that maybe you can offer?
I would say, of course, must have is get you a graphic designer, like myself.
Get you
If
a
you
graphic
can't
designer.
get you a graphic designer. If you're in the content world and you can't do your graphics, get you a graphic designer. But if you can't do that, you have Lightroom. I will give you some websites for, like you mentioned, images.
Okay.
And now you can plug these in if you want. It's called freepic.com. This is free stock images. Raw Pixel, and that's pixel.com. Unsplash.com and pixababy.com. So
Pixel
these are
baby.
all, yes, pixababy.com. So these are all free stock images websites that you can go to get stock images. You know,
Hmm.
um, of course, Canva is out there, but a canvas is very basic. So if you're looking for it to do a lot of manipulation, I wouldn't suggest that. That's when you do Photoshop. So
Yeah, Photoshop, man, I gotta say, Photoshop is that's a beast for real. So
mhm.
maybe you can, I don't know, maybe we can bring you back and you can talk about Photoshop because that thing has so many bells and whistles to it.
Oh
It's like,
yes,
oh,
yes,
but I know it is
and
like the industry standard, for graphic
yes,
design, of
right,
course.
right. And speaking of, what do you need? So
Hmm.
like I say, you need you want to have a logo, you want to have a flyer design. So this is a surprise to you. So I'm willing to give away a starter package
Okay.
today.
Come on, Octavia.
So
Come on.
if the first person to inbox me, if you're a content creator, you have a business and you need a logo, I would do a logo and a flyer design. So that's a free starter package. And this
Mm.
flyer design will be for a post and for your story. The first person to inbox me their information to reach out to me, you get a free logo and a
Look,
flyer design for your social media.
look at this amazing woman offering gems today. My goodness.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So if you got a business out there and you need a logo, Miss Octavia is doing a free package for you. Inbox her. Inbox her. So for those watching, if you need a logo, inbox her. First person to inbox her, gonna get the package. Wow, I didn't, and then you know what? I didn't even know she was gonna do that. But hey,
Hey, it could be
that's one
open
of
to
the
you too. But you got your
okay.
logo, so
Yeah, I do. But hey, who knows? If nobody if nobody don't do it, I'm gonna send her inbox. But no, man, that's great. Look at that. See, you never
yes,
know what
sir.
happens when you tune in. She's giving
Yes,
out
sir.
free. I mean, this is a photographer and a graphic designer. So hey, reach out to her. Amazing, awesome. Thank you so much for offering that to all of those. Um, so she said, you need a logo, you need all of these things, right? And that's, I guess, that's part of who you are. That's your brand. That starts to make up
Right.
your identity of your
Mhm.
business, your brand, whatever you do, and that's important. To get a logo because that's what people are gonna identify you by. So, man, that is awesome advice. And inbox her if you need that. Okay, so let me see what else I have here. So, what about well, you gave some websites. What about? I know uh, you talked about the the photography. What is it? The Adobe, not Adobe,
Photoshop.
uh, Photoshop. Yes, lost my train of thought there. You talked about Photoshop. So, are there any other applications that you would recommend to help content creators or business owners to be more efficient?
Like I think I mentioned Canva. That's a big
Canva.
hit right now. Canva.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of it, of course, being a graphic designer.
She's not
But
a
you
fan.
know, hey, that put me out of business.
I
But
know you're right.
uh,
No, you're right. Canva,
Canva.
Canva is for people that are that want to do things maybe on their own.
Yes, right,
They that type of person. But there are people out there that they don't want to do it. They just rather hire somebody, and that's why you go to
right.
somebody like Octavia because she can tell you the ins and outs. And
Mhm,
even for the like me myself, the do it yourselfers, it's like some things I don't know. So I would probably have to reach
mhm.
out to Octavia. Like I don't know a whole lot about lighting. I don't know a whole lot about
Right,
photography. So in that case, I was out. So sometimes you need that.
right.
So I want to now share. See if we can do this. I want to share maybe some of your work that you have done. Let me just see if I can get this on the screen here, and maybe you can talk about some of these shots. Give me 1 second here. Not that one, of course. That's our last slide. Okay, so for those of you watching, I want to welcome those who are watching to 24 Hour Boss Podcast. Of course, we are talking to Octavia Bradley. She is a photographer and graphic designer of Unique Photography and Graphic Designs. And right now, we are sharing some of her work that she did, and these are some amazing shots, I must say. And so, of course, on the left we have looks like that was a wedding, and of course we
Mhm.
know our sister there, Morgan. So I want to ask you in
Yes,
regards
sir.
to like these shots, like because I know photographers, they have an eye for things. So like in regards to the wedding shot, so did you pick that spot? Did this person pick that spot? So how does that all come about? Like for you, like your process of
Mhm.
getting ready to shoot this shot. Like give us maybe your approach to doing a shot like this.
So for the wedding shot, that's a venue. It was a beautiful venue. It was like on a farm in down in Conroe in Houston. Well, in Conroe. So and it was they had like a lake behind her, um, and I saw that it was like a lake, the dock, whatever, and we went over there. This was all natural light, so this is no lighting. This is all natural lighting. And I wanted something, to pull the your eye to the bright. So that's why I'm really behind a tree, and I pulled the tree up at the top and at the bottom to kind of focus her, focus
Hmm.
uh bring your eye on her some more. So, and just you looking at, it's kind of like when you at a venue for a wedding, it's kind of like a canvas. You looking at different spots in the venue. You want to show off like this beautiful venue that the bride and groom end up paying for. So you want to show it off to your family and your friends, like, hey, this is what was at my wedding. So you just want to, it's kind of like a show and tell type. And so
Yeah.
that was one of the spots that I like in the area.
Okay. Yeah, that's a nice tight shot. Now let me ask you. I know you talked about lighting, but
Mhm.
as far as like with this shot, now was this with a special lens, or or did it just all come about? Because I know some people, they think that. Well, I know that the lens does matter, but and of
Mhm.
course, as you grow as a photographer, there are different lenses that you got to use, right? So,
Mhm.
was it a special type lens that you used for that shot?
So I use like they say an all-purpose lens, which is a 24 to 70 lens, and that's good lens for a wedding.
Okay,
Using a Sony camera. Uh, so that was the 24 to 70.
gotcha. Okay, that's a nice shot. And like you said, this is using natural light. You didn't have to use no lighting, which is natural light is sometimes some of
Mhm.
the best photos come out in natural light, which is amazing.
Yes. Mhm.
Then of course on the right there is I guess this one was maybe in the studio, but
Yes,
still, I
sir.
mean, great amazing shot.
Yes, sir.
Is that a
So
back
that's
is that a backdrop behind her?
it is. It's an orange backdrop. In the studio, it was a umbrella, a big umbrella, like a full body umbrella. So like the bigger the your soft box is, the softer the light will be on your subject. So the bigger you have it, the softer it will be. The smaller the is what they call harsh, which will be like spot on your subject. So it was a big soft box that I used. That was I would say a three light setup, but it was really a four because I had a reflector at the bottom. So
Mm, wow, 3 4 light setup, man, look at that. That's an amazing shot. And I know you didn't start out doing 3 4 light setups. And
oh no.
I'm listening to all your photography speak there. It's like I'm sure some people are probably listening, 3 4 lights, what is that? I don't even have one light. So that's
I
probably
started. I mean, a lot of my shoots are with one light setup because I'm by myself. So if I'm
right.
out, not in the studio, most of the time those are a one light setup, and I'm using a reflector. I talked about that in my summit. If you don't
Hmm.
have multiple light setups, you could use that reflector to bounce the light onto your subject. So invest in a reflector.
Invest in a reflector. So you know what? You're gonna have to give a class on some of this stuff because
I am. Stay tuned.
okay, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so let me get to some of these other shots here that you took. Okay, we got some ministers, some preachers here. We got Pastor
Mhm.
Jones, and we have our other great brother here. And
My
so with
brother
these,
Alvin Phillips.
yeah, Elder Phillips. So with these, it looks like they kind of got the same backdrop, but one is maybe closer up, and the other is a little further out. And these are these considered headshots, or what are these considered?
So these are more of a headshot. One is gray. Pastor Jones has a gray background. So I actually did this at their church. This is not in the studio. It's on location at their church, and I just set up at their church. Um, and Alvin, he's in. We did it in the studio. And that's a black background for Alvin. But yes, those are considered headshots.
Okay, awesome. So Octavia does headshots. She does weddings. She does it all. All right. So
Mhm.
this last one here, I think this one is just maybe some creativity at work here for
Mhm.
for these two. And now, did you come up with the concept or the themes for these, or is it something they had in mind?
Both of these are something that they had in mind.
Okay.
The young lady, it was her birthday, but she had like a model type about herself as well. So a lot of times, depending on my clients, I don't have to tell them about posing. I would just say, because honestly, I'm a photographer. I'm not a studio director. I don't. I technically don't have to do the posing if I don't want to, but I do it depending on the client. And but for her, she's more of a model type, so I didn't have to tell her to posing. When I say change up, she'll change up. So this was her concept. She had her own style. She brought in her own clothes, so I didn't have to tell her about that. And of course, Luke, he just wanted some fashion shoots. So this was I set up the drop the the props around him, and he
Hmm.
just came with it.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing shots. The creative eye of Octavia. Man, she does it all. Some good photos. All right. So I just wanted to share some of her amazing work that she does. And her name is Octavia Bradley. Awesome. Wonderful. Okay. So moving right along. So, Miss Octavia, do you love surprises?
Not really. Depends on the surprise, but
Mm,
let's go.
okay. Well, I got some surprise questions for you. All right. So this first question it's a little long, but I just want you to listen to it and see if you can answer this question. Okay, so you have a on-site photo shoot at an event. You get there and you realize you left all your lighting gear. Man, we just talked about lighting, right? You get there and realize you've left all your lighting gear. That's not a problem because the facility seems to be well lit. But at the start of the event, the power goes out and stays out.
Mm.
What does Octavia do?
I immediately go into customer service. I will talk to the clients. I let them know, hey, this is the issue. I'm very transparent with my client. I believe in honesty, and I realize my clients appreciate that. So I go into customer service mode. If the light go out, I'll ask them, hey, would you like to wait? You know,
Mm-hmm.
how's your day? How's your time frame going for today? If it's open or they have a certain amount of time, and I'll say, we could reschedule, or we could wait to see if the light come on, or we can go to find a different location. So I'll immediately go into customer service mode. Um, if they decide, hey, this is the location that they want to go to and want to stay at, then I'll, offer, hey, let's go get something to eat. Let's see if the lights will come back on later. If not, then we'll just, stay here. And it's funny that you asked that question, because
Mm-hmm.
that actually happened. Well, something like that happened to me. Had a shoot, and we got to the location. This is outside though. We got to the
Yeah.
location. I had my light, but I forgot batteries for my
Oh my
light,
goodness.
and I forgot my SD card for my camera.
Oh my goodness.
And I normally do a checklist, but it was it was a crazy weekend, and I forgot everything. We was already across town. And like I stated, I'm very transparent with my clients. So I'm like, hey, this is what happened. I could run and get what I need, and then come back. And I say, how's your schedule going? What do you have to do for the day? This was a birthday shoot, and they was like, it's open. We don't have nothing, to do. So I said, okay, do this. I said, I'm gonna go home, get what I need. This is my debit card. You and your family go get something to eat. Go wherever
Mm.
you want. It's on me. So I'm very big on customer service. If it's my fault, or if it's something for the client that we need to pivot to something else, we'll pivot.
Wow. That is awesome. I mean, that's
Hmm.
unfortunate for you that you that you left.
It was a sense, but I believe in making my clients happy. I believe in customer service, because I put myself in their shoes. Like, if this was me, how would I feel about this? This your birthday shoot. You have your family out here. They playing at the park, but now we got to
Hmm.
pivot to something else. This about to require some more time. So I would try to make the client happy as well as myself. So
Right. Oh wow, man. We can do a whole segment on customer service because that is so important.
yeah.
and
Mhm.
key. But man, that's some excellent tips that you gave them your debit card and say, hey, go get you something to eat. That's of
Right.
course customer service
Mhm.
is what makes Chick-fil-A great. But I can't say that enough. That you got to really be on that customer service. That's a
Yes,
great
yes,
answer
yes.
though to that question. That is a great answer to that question because I'm sure as a photographer, y'all deal with a whole lot of things and just unimaginable things happen when you're getting ready to shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So for those that are watching, look, we're talking to Octavia Bradley. She's a photographer, graphic designer of unique photography, graphic and designs. And right now we are on our surprise questions with her. Listen, if you're watching this video, go ahead and like it and share it. Also, give us some comments down below. But we're gonna move along to the next surprise question. Okay, so Octavia, what is a project or a dream job you would love to shoot as a photographer?
Project, I would say someone that my ultimate dream is to have my work on a billboard. That has been my dream. A lot of people don't know that actually, but that has been my dream since I was in high school to see my work on a billboard. So if someone that's in real estate, whatever field that you may be in, and you're about to be on the billboard, let me know. So
Mm,
that's my dream project.
okay.
It doesn't matter who it is.
Okay. Maybe somebody can make that happen for Miss Octavia. That would
Hmm.
be awesome though. See your work on a billboard.
Yes, sir.
All right. So our last surprise question. Now I think I know the answer to this. Okay. I think I know the answer to
I
this,
think
but
you do
I
too.
I I want to make sure I really understand and know the answer to this.
Ah,
Because I heard the little video segment, of course, which you mentioned at the music summit. But for those that are eavesdropping and listening in the back, I want you to confirm this answer. Okay. Team iPhone or team
iPhone,
Samsung?
sir. You don't have to finish the sentence. iPhone, Apple,
Team Apple. So no way you gonna
think,
pick up a Samsung. No way.
sir. Funny or not, in Waco, somebody gave me their phone to take a picture. I'm like, what is this? This is not a. This not an iPhone.
Ah.
I need an iPhone. Sorry, Waco. I love y'all.
What if they paid you enough to do a photo shoot to say, hey, I'm gonna pay you, Octavia, to do my photo shoot. I got a Samsung.
Oh, that's different. We talking about money. You got to get the funds. We'll
Okay,
make it work.
so she will use the Samsung. Okay. All right.
Hey, that's a
Well, all
return
right.
investment.
I know, right? Yes, that is. I'll pick up an iPhone, Samsung, whatever. It won't matter. I'll do it for the coins.
Exactly.
For the coins, we'll do it. Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Got
All
bills.
right. So thank you. Thank you for answering those surprise questions. Okay. All right. We're about done. We're about to wrap it up. Okay. So, Miss Octavia, if you could offer advice to impact change to the world, what would that advice be?
Um, I would say in the society, well, of course, keep God first. But in society that we're in, we are like in a copycat phase.
Hmm.
So many people trying to be like the next person. So many people trying to be like, the famous people, the greatest NBA or and whatnot. But I would honestly say just be yourself, no matter what field you in. Find out what's unique about you. Uh, find out your personality. Find out what you like, and don't try to be someone else. Just be yourself, because you'll be surprised how many people will like the real you versus someone else. So just be you. Don't try to be nobody else.
Hmm.
Develop your own style in work. Develop the how you maneuver in life, and just be you.
Well said and amen to that. Be you, be yourself. Don't worry about being copycats. Plenty of it out there, but
Yes.
you can only be you. Man, that is some amazing, awesome advice. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, what is next for Octavia and Unique Graphics, Unique Photography, Graphic and Design? What's next for you? I think you kind of mentioned some of
Uh.
it, but maybe you
Yeah.
can go ahead and elaborate.
So right now I'm planning on doing some classes. So stay tuned. I'm planning on doing some virtual classes, and then we'll move her to face to face classes. So stay tuned for that.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask you because when you talked about doing classes, that was one of my questions. Will it be virtual? Because I know you in Houston. You know, you about 4.5 hours
Right,
away from me.
right.
But okay, that's awesome. Awesome. So you're gonna be doing
Yes,
some
sir.
classes next. Wonderful. All right. So I guess our last question is how can the people connect with you and your business?
I am on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. You can look me up by Unique PNG.
All right, let me
Website will be coming soon.
share that on the screen. I didn't know you had TikTok, but
Yes, sir.
I
I
guess
am
for
on TikTok now. The young people got me on there.
the young people got her on TikTok.
Yes, they got me
All
on
right.
there.
So we sharing her info on the screen there. For those of you, it's unique PNG1, right? Is that right?
Yes, sir. Unique
Unique
PNG1.
at unique PNG1. All right. So for those watching, that's how you can connect with her. She says she's on TikTok. I don't have it up there. I didn't know that, but she's on Facebook,
Hmm.
Instagram, and TikTok. And her website is coming soon. And so awesome, 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 uh, awesome man, information she has shared with us today. And I want to say again that I appreciate you, ma'am. Let me get this off the screen. Appreciate you sharing your expertise.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. I want to thank my wife for joining and all those others. She says, this has been a great interview. I didn't realize you did all of this. Great to know. Yeah, I didn't realize you did all of that either. But definitely is she is definitely a source and a resource. So if you are into photography or want to get into photography, if you into graphic designs or need a graphic designer, I would say definitely reach out to Octavia because she is definitely a tool and a resource to help you out. Even if you got questions, I'm sure she'll answer your questions. Like she said,
Yes,
sometimes you
definitely.
never know who will help you out. So she'll definitely help you out. And she also mentioned for those maybe maybe you just not joining, she said that she offered a business package where she'll create your logo and do some graphic designs for the first person that inbox her. I don't know if she's already reached that first inbox, but she did mention it. So send her an inbox if you have a business and you need a logo or anything like that. Send her an inbox.
Let's see.
She's checking now. Oh no, she's checking now.
Not yet.
She hasn't reached it yet. All right, so you still have time. Hey, I might just send her
Hmm.
that inbox myself if somebody else don't. But hey, I want to say this has been amazing and great. I got a chance to sit down and talk with Octavia Bradley. I want to thank you, Octavia, for your time and your expertise. And definitely, I am open to having you back because I mean, we didn't even touch the surface on everything. I
We
know
did.
there's so
Told you
much
that
more.
hour go by fast.
There's so much more we can talk about, but
Yes, sir.
I would definitely be open to having you back and to have you share. I mean, even with customer service, I mean that is key. But
Yes,
I
sir.
want to thank you for your time and your expertise. The information that you've shared is such valuable information. I want to appreciate you. And I know, you are busy. I know we had to reschedule about 2 or 3 times before we could get you on, but I'm
Sorry
glad we were
about
able
that.
to.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, it's all good. Glad to be able to get you on today. So, ladies and gentlemen, the great Octavia Bradley.
Thank
Please
you.
give her a hearty thanks. 4 times. All right. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this is a wrap. That is it for us today. I want to thank all of you for joining and watching. Appreciate you. Continue to follow and like and share and subscribe to 24 Hour Boss because we'll definitely be having more great guests and more great content to share with you. So I want to say God bless you all. Enjoy your Saturday. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.
Peace.